Welcome to Action. MovieStream Analytics produce the best picture with Oracle Cloud. This workshop's a little different than your traditional workshop. It's not focused on a single task or feature. What this workshop will do is introduce you to solving real technical and business issues, like deploying and loading a data warehouse, performing sophisticated analyses that uncover opportunities and challenges. And you'll use SQL, you'll use machine learning, graph, and spatial analytics, all from Oracle Cloud Infrastructure and especially Oracle Autonomous Database. MovieStream is a fictitious online movie streaming company. And they've had a lot of success. The customer base has expanded rapidly. They're generating massive volumes of structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. And this data is providing them with real opportunities to help them accelerate that growth, to help them gain a better insight into their customers, to enhance their customers' user experiences, and ultimately improve profitability. Now, here is a simplified diagram of MovieStream's data architecture. Now, they're integrating data from a variety of sources, including enterprise applications, third-party data, and events that are streaming from their movie service. Now, the data from these sources is captured in Oracle Object Store in a data lake. Specifically, it's landing into what we call a landing zone of that data lake. Now, this landing zone stores data exactly as it came from the sources. So the data from the landing zone is then cleansed, it's transformed, and it's optimized, and it's loaded into the gold zone, or the curated zone. So an example of this transformation is sales data. So sales data is landing as CSV files. It's then cleansed, it's transformed into partitioned Parquet formatted data that's optimized for query in the gold zone. We're also going to transform and cleanse customer information. So all of that comes from the source landing zone into the gold zone. Now there's a third zone, which we call the sandbox. And the sandbox is really a playpen for data scientists to experiment with their data and to store their findings. Now, Autonomous Database serves as the access and performance layer. So data is either going to be loaded from the gold zone or the landing zone from the data lake into the warehouse, or that data can be accessed dynamically using SQL. Now, once in Autonomous Database, hundreds of analysts and data scientists are going to be performing sophisticated analyses, and they're going to get fast performance, and they're going to be able to use their favorite tools. So they could be using Oracle Analytics Cloud, Tableau, Excel, and more. So what Autonomous Database does is it brings the power of a multi-model platform to bear. So in case you don't know, Oracle Database supports multiple data types: traditional numbers, text, spatial, graph, JSON, and more. And Oracle Database can apply specialized analytics across all of these. And we're going to be using them widely across this workshop. Want to find a customer's local pizza place? Well, we'll use spatial analytics and their nearest neighbor algorithm to do that. You want to predict churn? We're going to use machine learning. Need to recommend products? Well, we'll try the whom to follow graph algorithm. So Autonomous Database provides a very powerful platform to do all of these types of analytics. It's all contained in this single platform, simplifying this access, providing a single way of securing all of your data. And it's just an extremely powerful platform. And the Forrester Wave recently classified it as the leading converged data platform on the market. So what are you going to be doing in this workshop and with Autonomous Database and the OCI data platform? Well, the first thing that you're going to do is that within minutes, you're going to deploy a complete data warehouse platform that can scale to your requirements. It separates storage from compute, which means you can then scale these independently, and you only pay for what you need. And you can use autoscale to burst compute when required. Next, you're going to use database actions to integrate Autonomous Database with the data lake. You'll be loading data from sources using this really intuitive drag and drop interface. Now, one of the things that the data load tools do to simplify the process is that they automatically derive schemas from the source files and then generate tables that can access that data. After integrating data into the data warehouse, we'll then use advanced analytics to analyze that data, right? So we're going to use the richest SQL language in the industry. We'll use SQL pattern matching. We'll do recency, frequency, and monetary analyses to find customers that are at risk, and you'll be doing a lot more. Well, we're going to find some customers that are at risk, and next, we're going to use machine learning to predict churn. So we know customers that we've already lost, but let's get in front of this, right? Let's now try to predict those that are at risk for churning. And we'll use machine learning to do that. And once we predicted those who are potentially going to churn, we're going to use Oracle Spatial to do a localized promotion. Everybody likes pizza, so what we're going to do is for those customers that are potentially going to churn, we're going to find local pizza places that we've partnered with to be able to produce these localized promotions. And then as part of that promotion, we want it to be compelling, right? So we're going to tailor those recommendations to each customer. And we're going to do that by using Oracle Graph. And we're going to make specialized product offers by saying, hey, we have customers. We know this customer is likely to churn. What are his viewing patterns? Well, it turns out that this customer is in this cohort. We're going to use Graph to define those cohorts. And then, well, what is the community watching that the potential churner hasn't watched? And let's make those recommendations. So specialized recommendations based on Graph. So let's begin and experience this inspiring true story about how a cloud-native, multi-model, multi-workload data warehouse platform saved the world from complexity.